Hello, everyone, and welcome to State of the Realm. I know we said we weren't going to have a show this week, but you know what? We keep thinking about news for retail Final Fantasy XIV, but who said State of the Realm was ever going to be trapped on PCs and consoles? No, State of the Realm's on the go now, too. 14 Mobile, State of the Realm Mobile. Yeah, the Chinese beta started this week, and we got some stuff to talk about, all right? And we'll probably have quite a bit to talk about over the next several months. So here we are, surprise State of the Realm. I'm your host, Mr. Happy, and of course joining me is Sly. How do you do? You're muted. Oh, there you go. Sly, yep, that's appropriate.
Yep, I'm good.
Yep.
I'm better.
You're better. Well, that's unrelated to mobile. That's just the day you've been having prior to this moment. Yeah. You're just getting your holiday cheer started.
You can say that.
Yeah. it looks like
you could say that.
Yeah, that's just your holiday cheer getting started. That's all that is. All right. Yep. I would ask how you're doing, but I don't think you want to talk about it.
No, just don't. Like, I have to deal with it on Monday, so let me just not think about it for a weekend.
Okay. All right. That's fine. Yeah. We weren't going to do a show this week at all.
We weren't.
In the last day, it went from not having a show to having a show to not having a show to having a show again.
Yeah. And that was within the span of this morning.
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta go do a thing. And then, as I was on the way to do said thing, they called me and rescheduled. So yeah, we're here.
We are here. Yeah. All right. Before we get started, quick shout out to the sponsors. Thank you to everyone on Patreon for supporting. Nobody has to support. State of the Realm is completely free. There's no content that is locked behind anything monetary. So we just appreciate all who support. And apparently Ivy does too. She stood up for that. Isn't that right, Ivy? You're just barely on camera because the way I had to crop this. So you're good, Ivy. You're good. Also, fun little tidbit unrelated to State of the Realm. I do have a Steel Series giveaway going for the next 11 days. I'm going to be working with them much more closely in 2025 than I did in 2024. It's going to be a headset, not this one, but a headset, a keyboard, a mouse, and a mouse pad. So that's going to be in the description on YouTube and Twitch right now while we're live. If you type !giveaway, it will take you to the link. It's posted on all my socials. So since we regularly work with them, I figured I would just do that quick shout out now instead of doing it at the end of the show where, not everybody survives to watching State of the Realm to the end of the show. I know what the viewer metrics are.
Yeah, and I know that too because people ask me till this day, am I streaming? Do you stream, Sly? Do you stream? No, unfortunately I don't.
No.
I just play this game in my spare time.
Given how many other games you play, it does kind of seem like spare time.
Yeah.
You're going to have spare time for 14 Mobile?
Okay. I was thinking about this show.
Okay.
I was thinking about this show and in thinking about it, like the thoughts kind of race. I'm like, is this going to be a regular thing? Is our news really going to be about 14 Mobile?
It's a big topic.
It is, but here's the thing. Here's the thing that kind of miffs me a little bit.
All right.
I'm pretty sure if I looked out there was probably a either Genshin podcast or a podcast about the Honkins. What have you?
Kiri did a few of them. Kiri was doing a gotcha related one for a little bit.
Yeah. So but the fight in our heads between, and I hate to actually say this, retail versus mobile. Retail versus mobile. That's going to be a thing in the coming weeks / months. For
the coming years, man. We're going to be celebrating the 10-year anniversary of mobile in 2020 in 2035, man.
I won't give a shit about that in that time. I'll be in Kentucky drinking bourbon. I just won't give any fucks. I'll probably still be on retail if that still exists. But yeah, I won't be giving two fucks about mobile. I'm sorry.
You say that now, but wait till you see some of the things that
I've seen. Yeah, okay. Yes. Before we get started, yes, shit looks clean. Shit looks really good.
Yeah.
But I'm not one of those. I'm not in the camp of I'm mad. Retail should have this. I fucking hate that I have to say retail now.
You sure do. At least while we're talking about mobile. Like, I think when we're not talking about mobile, you don't. Like,
but when we're but because we have to talk about mobile, I have to say retail
right now. But like when we're doing the chaotic show next week, we don't have to say retail, you know?
Yeah.
So. It's just an occurrence for whenever we do have news about mobile. But Sly, we get to hang out on more weeks. If we have more weeks with more news, then you and I get to hang out more. So that's a positive. Look, it's already bringing people together. All right, yeah. So to recap the
sorry, hold up.
What?
PF Uptime Sunrise must have Samsung or disband.
Must have Samsung or disband.
Damn, no LG, no Apple.
You know, actually,
Apple lockout. Lockout.
Stop. No Apple lockouts, please. So it's like console versus PC. It's like Apple versus fucking Google versus Samsung. Yeah. Tablet players only.
Yeah.
Please send screenshot of tablet.
Now you see how foolish this shit is now when we really think about it.
Well, actually, that is the first point I want to get into. So most of the footage we've seen, there's two places. There's a YouTube channel from a YouTuber named Chan. Small YouTube channel, but has been uploading stuff from China, like the gameplay trailer, the job. They've been the one uploading like the trailers and stuff that China's already been getting. So we've been using them, but also Arthur's managed to get access to it. He was a little concerned about it working since he's not technically, in China, but he's like, he managed to gain access to it. Like he is geographically, but it's not how it technically works. But he did. He managed to log in, do it. And actually, first thing, he used an emulator for that. He used Memu specifically, a BlueStacks Memu 2 or Memu, whatever it is, two very popular ones. And it worked great, which is already a sign of people effectively just doing that instead of playing it on their phone. Because you can bind everything, WASD to the touchpad, to the touch controls, and you can map all the buttons to like your mouse and your keyboard and everything. So that we're already looking at what is effectively the PC client in that of the emulator. Yeah. So
it kind of begs the question. Okay, so you know how we have, like, again, big example, mobile Genshin, and then console and PC Genshin.
Mm-hmm.
I know it makes no sense to fucking do this and make an actual client for this on PC, but would they actually do some stupid shit like that and make a fucking client for mobile on PC?
I don't know. The big thing is that I don't think Japanese companies like emulators, but I think Chinese companies are largely okay with them. A lot of Square's other mobile titles, like with they work with Dana for Record Keeper, and they were first party for like Mobius and stuff like Opera Omni. Those all were constantly breaking. Not to say this won't, but the fact that the beta already works and it works really well on it is just surprising. I guess I expected it to be tougher to work. But on top of that, we have the Google Play PC client. It would have to be enabled for that. It would have to effectively work, but that may be the other option is the Google Play PC client. So it looks like there are going to be a lot of accessible ways to play. I mean, the whole idea of it is accessibility on the phone. And we have a pretty good idea of what it'll look like, what it'll play like. And we have everything. We have all the information we need to like start actually judging it and not just being like, we'll see, Obviously, there's things we still need to see. But I've got his VOD, and I'm going to let that play in the background here so that while we're talking about it, we have something visual. Oh, well, hold on. My Discord's now not sure. There we go. Okay, sorry. It's all sorts of weird. The whole it doesn't like full screening with Discord and also clicking into the other tab. It's all sorts of weird. Yeah. So first up, we had the character creator, which is actually almost identical to our character creator. All the same options, all the same assets. I mean, I guess that's not a surprise because it's just our assets, but ported into this engine, whatever it is. So there's actually not much to say about it. But there is something their character creator has that ours doesn't. And we get to quality of life number 1.
Okay.
You can preview all the jobs and their skills on a nigh invisible training dummy and read what they all do before you even start the game in the client itself. So I'll skip ahead to that here.
I'm looking at that now.
So yeah, while you're actually in the character creator, it shows you the job gauge. It gives you all the cooldowns, the potencies, the effects, how they interact with each other. You can preview the animations. You can preview the role actions before ever stepping foot inside of the game itself. And this is already a pretty significant thing that would largely benefit Final Fantasy XIV, at least from a new player perspective.
What? So give new people the skills and the tooltips in advance for them to not read them and just want to look at the pretty thing.
Now that's someone who knew where I was going with this. I was literally about to make that joke. I'm not saying North America would read it, but I'm saying that it being there is it's one of those things that automatically presents better, and it's becoming increasingly common. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but we were elected to lead, not to read.
A little bit, yeah. But it's one of those things where even if you don't fully understand, like somebody might just look at the animations and decide they want to play it. Like they may not understand anything about it.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest thing going for this is like, okay, let me see what I can do. Let me see what this job looks like. Oh, that's some flashy shit. I'll go with this. Yeah, that probably would have changed a lot of people's jobs. Starting jobs in ARR like 10 years back or so when we were doing this shit. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I mean, the job guide exists, but again, it's on a separate website. You don't get animations, it's just it's just a wall of text effectively.
It's just information. Yeah. Whereas this is just flashy. Ooh, that looks pretty.
The real question is do you think that they'll have, I'd assume when the new jobs come out, like Ninja eventually has to come out, and then Heaven's Word jobs, etc. I wonder if when you unlock them, you'll get something like this that pops up that briefly explains them, like when you actually do the unlock quest. I'd assume so. I mean, I don't see why they would only do it for the starting jobs. It seems like it's equally as valuable for every job.
Now, I haven't watched too far deep into this, but this is Final Fantasy XIV, and I'm assuming that you can do like the same as us, same as retail. Fuck me. You could do all your jobs on one character, correct?
Yes.
So what happens when you
swap
get the
in game?
Yeah, when you swap jobs, do you get the the normal, hey, this is the little job tooltip and whatnot that you normally get when you swap jobs and
don't hurt yourself over there.
Yeah. But like the normal big ass tooltip when you swap jobs, and it's like, hey, this is, for example, this is Paladin. Here's what Paladin can do. Or do you get this?
That's a good question. I didn't see him swap jobs. I don't know if he did. I don't know if he played it again today and swapped jobs at some point. He was playing Black Mage up through like everything last I saw. So I'd assume that this happens when that happens, though. I mean, like you said, we do already get a form of pop-up in retail. It's just not this. But this, I would assume that you would get this because that just makes more sense than literally anything else.
And see, our pop-up is like the pertinent information of, hey, your job mainly does this. This is like your gauge and like what's key to the job and everything. Like the keys of the job, basically. It's not like a full try shit out. Yeah.
But this, I mean, but I'd hope that this is doing this because this literally has everything. It has the cooldown, it has the range, it has the effects, it has how it interacts with your other skills. You have your traits. It even lets you preview your limit break to see what it looks like. So it does like preview combos, like. Oh yeah.
And,
So whenever there's
and
multiple,
rocks.
whenever there's multiple buttons to a combo, it basically shows it as like a bunch of different button presses, and it lets you click on each like even your melee combo, like your basic 1, 2, 3, which is you do by just tapping the button that looks like your job. So like in this case with the warrior, if you just tap the axe, you have 3 different autos that you can do when you don't want to press your other buttons. Like if you just want to auto. Yeah, you have to press your auto attacks in this. It's back to 1.0 style. But that's because all your cooldowns are so short that effectively they're making you do something like just for a few seconds in between every other skill. For I think Monk is the only one that has 4. But the big thing with that ends up being, and we'll see this later. No, but the casters have an auto attack too, and it's a ranged auto attack that they can do while they're moving, and it's instant. So all the healers are going to be DPSing on the go.
Right. In some cases, I feel like it's good, and in others, I feel like that kind of fucking sucks. Honestly, in my head canon, it fucking sucks for some jobs. For others, it might be a good thing, but it might be doable. But for when I think about retail,
yeah, that would be really
it's
terrible.
Gonna hurt. It just fucking hurts to think about, because think about the busy jobs. The really fucking busy jobs when you're doing an opener. Who the fuck wants to press a fucking auto in the middle of all that shit?
Well, the idea is you're only autoing when you don't have other things to do. So like when your opener is done and you don't have to press any of your other utilities for any reason, or if you want to like save a button for like a burst phase or something. Like dude, chat's like, whoa, how's Astro gonna play like this? Like imagine Astro trying to auto attack during all that. Yeah.
Like what auto?
Yeah. But it's interesting because healers have an auto, like a ranged instant auto attack through that. So like the healer strike 1. They got what they wanted. Look, now they have to press buttons over and over again. They got exactly what they were asking for, right? Yeah. They just got to play mobile. That's all there is to it. Yeah, but this was a really nice thing to see, all the gauge, all the breakdowns. I tried using Google Lens to translate it, and I got some of the wildest shit back of like it was calling like I think it was calling like Sentinel like the police, and like it was like and it was like the first effect was like it was like police siren. And yeah, it called potency. It called the word potency mother-in-law at one point.
Oh my god!
And there was an ability that it lasted for 12 seconds, and it said something about a 12-year-old that was born amongst friends. Like Google Lens had no idea what to do with what it was trying to read right here. Like, let me see if I do it now, what it says while we have this on the screen.
Can we get a glam of a tank in a police? Like, I'm pretty sure I've done, like, somebody's done this for a birthday of mine. But can I get a glam of like a tank in like a police outfit?
Yeah, this
please.
This one's
anybody?
Normal. Let me see if I can find, because I think it was on Paladin where I got some of like the really weird text. I'm looking for not shield bash.
Please.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of wild ones. The problem is the effects make it so it can't even read. Armed warfare. Yeah, that's an interesting one. It's calling that armed warfare. I'm looking, I think it's Sentinel where it was like calling it. Yeah, military police, 30% damage reduction during this time. Kyoto police, 20% disappearance over time. The fact that it translates it to Kyoto police is even weird.
Kyoto police.
Yeah, why the Kyoto police? That's so, and the fact that it's doing it a day later. Yeah, it does not handle the Chinese text very well. But there's a lot of buttons to press, actually. It's honestly as many buttons as some jobs on retail, which does surprise me.
Yeah.
Like, I think Arthur's has 17 keybinds for Black Mage, which is, not...
That makes sense.
That's pretty close to, like, what they have. Yeah, like...
Yeah.
Monk needs a whole bunch. It's because your roll actions plus your pot is 4, no matter what. Then you have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 minimum. And then some of those skills branch off into multiple skills. So it's actually got a lot more in terms of skills than I expected it to have. Like way, way, way different. I think I predicted 5 or 6 skills. I was like, yeah, probably like 5 or 6. No, they're like, no. We're keeping it. Oh, and then your limit break button during 8-man content as well. So not that that's an important one, but you definitely don't want your finger to slip for that one. Sorry, if you're trying to press your rotation and you accidentally LB and you're like, fuck. All right, well, I guess we're wiping, guys.
Yeah.
The accident.
Is it the same? Well, is it the same? Is it the same as retail, where if you just move out of it, you can just cancel?
I'd assume so, but I'd imagine the tank one is not as easy. Like some of them are probably easier to cancel out of, but like if you were to accidentally fat finger the tank one, then it's probably going.
That's an issue.
Yeah,
that's a huge issue.
Yeah, Dragoon's also interesting. Dragoon has it has Life of the Dragon and Blood of the Dragon, Dragon Sight. Like it has all of that
at the beginning of the fucking game. Fuck you.
At level 50. No. Yeah.
No, fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck this game. Okay. All right. Cool. So motherfuckers don't have to suffer like we did. I mean, I understand y'all want new people to fucking, have all the new and the hotness, but fuck, do you not understand like the grips, the grips that like the bitching that we had to do to get half of the shit that we don't want now that we're not asking for, like today?
You wanted this. I don't know why the Skogul animation has changed, but that's fine. That's the like ground AoE that we saw.
Yeah, that too. That's fucking weird.
Some of the animation changes are really cool. That one I wasn't wild about. I prefer the original.
Yeah, like that seems more warrior-ish than anything. Like when you Dragoon, you think of fucking dragons, right? So give us fucking dragons. Like not an 11 dragon. We don't want that. But dragons within our animations.
It's all right. I got Bard.
Oh yeah, you get to play fucking DDR and shit while you play the game. Mm-hmm.
I sure do. So
you play a game within a game.
Yeah, but I mean, either way, this is the first major quality of life thing, like the feature difference that stands out. And I think it's a fantastic feature to have. Not far in, we do have the start. Looks like there's a Realm Reborn levels of voice acting in terms of it was mostly text only. It could also be that just because it's the beta, the voices aren't all the way in. It looks like it gives you the options to download the other betas. The other languages in the beta. So like you had like an English voice pack and like a Japanese voice pack, et cetera, et cetera. So there's all that as well.
So yeah, what are you thinking as far as like voice acting? What are you thinking they're going to go to?
I have no idea. I don't know how much voice acting there is in the scenes. He's basically skipping everything. So, but the few scenes I've seen were text only. So it's still a question mark. We know that it is going to have voice acting. Just
I mean, yeah, but it's just the amount of voice acting that it will have. I mean, you're talking to people. You're mainly talking right now to people who are playing retail, and why should we play this? And if we're like, well, we're gonna get this, but we're not gonna get that, but we're gonna get this, but you're gonna get you're gonna get the lore and everything, but you're not gonna get the voice acting that goes with it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing though. We don't know how much of it is like a beta thing, how much of it is, like this is the amount we should expect. That's still in the we don't know category, but we at least see that they have the language packs. They have quite a few of them. Now, next quality of life that stands out is quest tracking. When you're currently tracked quest, not only has an arrow on your screen, a la like Elder Scrolls style that points you to it, but it also pulses a running path to said quest.
Gran Turismo shit.
Yeah, that's another. Yeah, you could draw that comparison. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it's like the racing line. That's basically they're giving you a racing line for your quest. Okay.
Yeah. It's not a big deal for me, but it's just noticeable.
No, it's not. It's not. But at the same time, there's old band slide in the back of my head going, back in my day, we had to look every fucking where to find one little thing. on our fucking map, and we fucking liked it.
No, we didn't.
Spoiler alert, we didn't like
Nah.
it, but you know, we had to fucking deal with it.
You know, it's funny when I see this line, I think of that one flight, that one ether current in Stormblood in the locks, and I'm like, yeah, what if you had this for the ether current
the
in
one that
locks?
you had to go through hell of half of Georgia just to get to. Oh yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
Using the compass to track an ether current down the line wouldn't surprise me. I don't even think they'll do ether currents, to be fair. I think they'll skip ether currents altogether.
They fucking better.
I think they'll.
They fucking better. No.
It's a big question about whether or not they'll do it. I don't think they will. But you know, that's obviously nothing major. Okay, next thing that retail doesn't have, the world map has moving bits on it. It's like the whales and the airships and the wyverns and the seagulls and like Byakko and like the four lords on the world map. Garlemald has like lightning bolts around the clouds and stuff like that.
Oh, let me fast forward to this.
I have it on screen if you just pull up the stream anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are the little details that don't keep me playing a game, but when I see them, you enjoy
mad
them
as
a
hell.
lot.
You mad as fuck, right?
Yeah. Oh, there's already actually already ether currents. You actually have to gather ether currents in A Realm Reborn in the mobile game already. So there's another bit. So they are there. All right.
Oh man, a living map would. God,
it's pretty nice.
Okay, see, now I'm kind of mad.
Yeah.
Now I'm kind of getting there slowly but surely. I'm not too mad. I'm like, okay, I gotta remember this is mobile. I'm like, I'm literally fighting over a mobile game. I don't want to do that, but at the same time, it's like, you kind of do this shit, and it's like,
yep,
a little mad.
Yeah, it's only 4 ether currents in A Realm Reborn zones thus far. So,
A Realm Reborn?
Yeah.
Ether currents in A Realm Reborn?
Yeah, I just said that, Sly. Well, we could put that in the list of things that retail should not import.
Yeah, y'all can keep that. Yeah, mobile can keep that. Yeah, congratulations. Have fun with that.
Yeah. But then there's a whole bunch of menu related stuff so obviously it's got a lot of, mobile looking menus and stuff. I'm still very loyal to the way that 14 looks and everything. Trying to fast forward to the point where he starts going through menus. Here we go. We're about to get to it. So the friends list. It's pretty straightforward, but it is still better than our friends list, obviously, because our friends list is just like, it understands it still doesn't need to be anything special, but it just works better. But it takes up the whole screen, and it's a separate menu. Like can't like play the game and pop open your friends list. Sort of. I have there's an addendum to that for later. Okay. But it's functional, it's fast, it works quickly. It gives you like a little picture. So on top of having like portraits and adventure plates, you also can set up a chat icon. So what that is it's effectively just the circle where your face is in your portrait.
Yeah.
So you can like do like, this, and then it'll just show here or something like that. Yeah. But it's there for A, the friends list. It'll show it on the friends list. But B, when you go to send people messages in the social tab, it actually creates like a Discord level, like individual like chat box. Like it looks like you've opened like an individual like DM in Discord effectively. Yeah. And that's how you can keep track of all your DMs with like all the people on your friends list or that you're socializing with. It also has zone chat. It has it has area chat, I guess would be the most accurate thing to call it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All this is great.
Yeah.
But the big question, how many friends can you have?
I don't know what the limit is. I don't know if Arthur's has hit the limit. He had quite a few people he added at some point.
Oh, that motherfucker's hit the limit. This is Arthur's we're talking about.
I mean, that's if there is a limit.
Yeah, if there is.
He just started clicking yes to get the pop-ups to stop, though. I don't even know. So yeah, the social features are looking good. On the screen here we have the achievements as well. Yep, again, a lot. I'd say one of the biggest differences, almost all the main menus, basically, you can't play the game and have a menu open at the same time. They all look really nice, but you are effectively choosing to stop what you're doing and look at a menu. And with the game effectively kind of disappearing into the background. I have no problem with that. I'm just observing that's the menu's representative of that.
But you gotta think of our PC sensibilities. Like, for example, you're in Fru and and your food fucking wore off, and you know, you like right in that downtime, you're like, okay, let me put on some food. You got to go into your inventory and, you know, put on some food. How would that work in mobile?
You better not forget it.
Dick it like that.
Because you cannot.
Yeah, when you want. Yeah, see, that's the thing.
If you let
these are mobile sensibilities.
Yeah.
So yeah, like of course you have to. It's going to open a new menu and everything, but yeah, so it's not going to have the PC sensibilities where, you know, you can kind of slick dick some food in the middle of a fucking pool.
I never want to hear the word slick dick food ever again, all back to back. I never want to hear that for the rest of existence. Never want to hear the word slick dick food ever again.
That's basically what you're doing. Oh, my food dropped off. Let him put some on while he's doing this big ass intro. Yeah.
Still don't want to hear the word slick dick food ever back to back ever after I say it. Like that's the last time. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. Now next we have another piece of quality of life that's very interesting. So there's still vendors in the game. You know, NPCs sell like gear and like, you know, like pots and like whatever, you know, all the vendor stuff that's there, whatever. You can access them from a menu anywhere in the game and buy the items at any point.
Fuck this. No.
Why? You like the immersion of going to the vendor?
Yeah, walking up to a vendor, having to look online where the fucking vendor is first off, because like you don't remember where half the fucking vendors are. And then secondly, like walking up to a vendor and it's like, okay, yeah, you know, the little, you know, give and take. This, like, I mean, I get it, but
it's functional. It's not immersive though. It's very much it reminds you you're playing a game and not you know, and not actually kind of getting into the world.
Yeah, this is that other half where old man Sly is like, you know, where we gotta fucking look up the vendors, and because you don't know where everybody's got everything, so I need to know where I can, you know, spend my tones and everything, and yada yada yada. And we had to go find that person, and we fucking liked it.
I mean, I definitely would say I didn't like it, but you know,
yeah.
It also like separates, like there's a weapon vendor, an armor vendor. It breaks them down by level. So 1, 5, 15, 25, 35. So like if you're out in the field and you need level 5
fuck
gear,
this game. Oh, fuck this game.
The boomer is coming out of Sly here. Sly, even the tombstone vendors, even the bicolor gemstone voucher and tombstone vendors, you can just do through the menus here. A lot of collectible menus. Yeah, there's tombstones on the screen right there. You can buy materia with tombstones as well. So that's another.
All right,
they heard how much we liked getting materia from Criterion, so they put it in the tombstone vendor, obviously.
Again, slowly but surely I'm getting madder. But at the same time, I realize this game does not have crafting and gathering.
Yes, it does.
Or am I wrong?
It's literally Final Fantasy 14. Of course it has crafting and gathering. It has fishing and everything. Of course it does. It's probably going to have scripts at some point. I don't think it has scripts in the beta.
I mean, yeah. There's going to be that, but like, yeah, you're gonna have a script menu. Apparently,
yes, you will.
You're gonna have a little. Yay!
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, it does have a script shop. I take it back. There is a script shop in the game.
Yay! So you don't have to fucking fish around and find out where the fucking script vendor is half the fucking time. Yay! Good for you.
Yeah. No, it is good for you. That's the point.
No.
Interesting, though. There are bicolor gemstone vouchers for Realm Reborn content, and there are rewards locked behind bicolor gemstones and vouchers, both. So bicolor gemstones, you get, I think it's like 100 per fate here, but you need way more of them. So one voucher, instead of it being 1,000 bicolor voucher like it is for us. How much is it? I think it's 1,000 right now. So I think it's 500 actually. I forget. I just collected
for full.
Oh no, there are 100 for us now. Yeah, there are 100 for us now.
Okay.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, I'm thinking the orange scripts are 1,000. That's why I'm confusing the two. Yeah, the mount tokens are 1,000 a piece. Yeah.
Okay, and now that you say bicolor gemstones, do they have to go through the same hoops that we have to unlock certain things from the bicolor gemstone?
I haven't checked to see if there's reputation. I think you just get bicolor gemstones, but you need a lot more. So, like for example, you get like 100 gemstones.
Basically, do you have to do like thousands of fucking fates in one area to unlock certain?
I don't think so. I haven't seen any indication. I haven't seen any indication of that. That could just be in a Realm Reborn thing, though. We don't know how that's going to be for the expansions later down the line. But the cap is 10,000, and one bicolor gemstone voucher is 10,000 instead of 100 like it is for us. Any item that costs more than 10,000 bicolor gemstones itself effectively requires multiple vouchers.
Yeah.
So like there's some items that are 3 vouchers, so they're technically like 30,000 bicolor gemstones, and then there's ones that are like 3,000 gemstones instead. So they've already gotten that with the fates. And yes, of course, there are fates. So, no surprise there. If there's bicolor gemstones, of course, there's fates. Yeah. And then there's tomestones. Like I said, you can access all the tomestone vendors. I think those are mythology tomestones aren't in the game yet. So it looks like it's poetics, philosophy, mythology, also expected. But there's like rings, the wind up sun. There's glam available from bicolor gemstone vouchers already. And wait till we get to the glam discussion, of course. So all that's still there. And then there is the market board, which you can also access from anywhere, which also looks very mobile-ified. It's like...
Haps, you're making it so fucking difficult for me to want or like this game. Because I'm just
don't be mad at quality of life, Sly. It's just get with the times.
It's so hard not to be. It's so hard not to be.
Get with the times, old man.
No.
No.
We have to walk up and go to Limtra and deal with the freaks and geeks just like everybody else to get to our fucking market board. And we fucking like it. We don't.
Also in the menu, here we go. This is the glam system. So the glam system has a list of every item and whether or not you have it. And then you just choose the items that you want to glam when you have it, and then you just put it on, and then you just glam it on. It's got a little lock symbol next to it. And if you don't have it, it's locked. And if you do have it, it's unlocked. And then you just bam.
Okay. All right. Big question. The question that, constantly gets asked every expansion, every media tour. Can you glam stuff that is outside of your job?
I don't know what the restriction is on that. It looks like the answer is yes, but I can't tell. I only say that
so you can put paladin shit. So you're saying you can put paladin shit on the back.
I'm saying I don't know. I'm not seeing a visual indicator that says one or the other, but I also can't fucking read Chinese, and apparently the Kyoto police can't either, according to my fucking Google Lens. So I don't know. But it is effectively a collections tab. It just shows all the items you've collected, and then you just go into the appearance tab to grab it. This is effectively WoW's appearance system. It's very similar to a lot of modern glam systems. It's basically what is the gold standard of a glam system. Minus maybe not having the restrictions. Like that's the thing. We still don't know about that. That's just a question mark about the glam restrictions. That's definitely the big bomb that people are going to be talking about is, and you don't have to go to your house. You don't have to go about, it doesn't look like you go to a glam dresser of any kind or have to set up. I didn't see an option to set up plates, but plates would still be something that people would want because they still want to be able to quick swap. So we just haven't seen it, or I haven't seen it yet. It's probably there. I'd imagine that's like a common sense thing. If not like now, then in the near future. Yeah. Inventory. You asked about inventory. That's the next thing on the list. So you have a default of 300 inventory spaces. It can be sorted to only display certain things. Like you can only display your potions. You can only display your crafting materials. Still takes up all the space, but it effectively is a shortcut to specific types of items. Plates do exist. Okay, so the plates are there. We just hadn't seen them in that clip. But I said 300 by default, Sly. You're muted.
If I have a guess, this may be a microtransaction thing to get more?
No. It is 15,000 gil, effectively, to get 20 more inventory slots.
Just 20?
Just 20 at a time. I don't know if that cost goes up either. It might go up by more than 15,000 as you go. Pretty cheap. Pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Now, you might have noticed something, Sly. We haven't brought up monetization yet. Nothing I've spoken about has been monetized.
Yeah. And that's the one thing that's weirding me out. It's like there's a lot of good quality of life that most mobile games would, monetize somehow.
Yeah. There is one thing I skipped over when we were talking about the market board. That's the first place we saw monetization. The market board by default has 12 spaces. But if you buy the premium monthly subscription, which is optional, the optional premium monthly subscription, that doubles your market board spaces.
Spaces as in
number of items you can sell. So you can sell 12 by default, and then it goes to 24 as part of the monthly premium subscription. It's the equivalent of buying a retainer, basically. Like that's kind of the equivalent of it.
But I guess for right now, there's a limit on how many spaces you can get because when you think of us, like retail, we can get 7 additional retainers.
Yeah, this isn't really buying because you're not buying storage space. You are actually, I think that's the other thing they monetize. You can actually buy more storage space as well. There's, I think, 5 storage spaces by default, 5 warehouses, and you can buy extra, I believe. I don't know if the monthly subscription comes with it, but effectively the monthly premium affecting the market board, and I believe I think the storage was real money as well. He'll go into that in a second because it's a pop-up in the inventory. But those are the only things we've really seen so far, at least in the beta, from what I can tell. I don't know if the price point is known or even finalized in any capacity. They might have just made it like 1 gil, but said this is monetized. I've seen other mobile betas do that where they just make it worth nothing. There's also Fantasias, which is no surprise. I mean, we expected that. So those are a few basic things that are there monetization wise. But yeah, no, your inventory space is tied to gil. Everything up thus far other than the market board and the potential extra storage has been included. I'd assume there's going to be stuff like cosmetics as well. That seems to be a given to me. There's a crystal currency that can be used to create an FC. So maybe that as well. I don't know if you can get that crystal currency just by playing. That's another question as well. Can you get that from doing dailies and weeklies and whatnot?
So it's going to cost to create an FC.
Well, we don't know how that currency is obtained. We don't know if it's strictly premium yet.
My madness is going down a little bit.
How is that the thing that you're less mad about, Sly?
Because it's
the not so free companies.
Yeah. Free company ain't free, bitch. You gotta pay.
At least it's not like a grand company and it costs $1,000. That would be terrible.
That'd be fucked.
That'd be
totally fucked.
Yeah. But on the inventory screen, you can actually open the storage right there as well. So, you don't have to go back to your retainer. It's right there on the side. Yep. And then I believe, you have 5 by default, and then you can get additional ones. Which I think he tries to click getting an additional one, and it says it's disabled currently. So that you can only have the 5. Because he does click it and nothing happens, basically.
Right.
So there is that. It's $1. Okay, so an FC is $1. It's 600 crystals. The cost of making an FC is $1.
Still cheaper to do it on retail.
What do you mean? Retail doesn't cost real money to make a free company?
That's what I'm saying. It's cheaper. You don't have to pay shit.
Oh, okay. You're saying it's cheaper on retail. Okay, yeah. Well, obviously. Yeah. And then we get to the collections tab, which has all of your different forms of collection. It has your cards. It has your orchestrion songs, your mounts, your minions, your fish, your combat class levels, it looks like. It has... I see an orchestrion and I see a song-looking thing separately. So I assume that's maybe... Yeah. It's locked, so, I assume maybe that's... I'd assume that's Bard. That's what's it called?
Bard
Performance.
songs?
I'd assume it's performance. Yeah.
Probably performance. Okay.
Yeah. It has bardings as well. So it's got all of these. Once again, takes up the whole screen. It's very, very pretty looking menu.
Yeah.
And everything. But of course, you can't just do it and then like auto run someplace in the background or something like that. Maybe you can. There's more quality of life we haven't gotten into yet. There's hunting logs, of course. And the bonuses for your hunting logs are a lot different. They're per region, not per class now. And you get your riding map from doing your hunting logs. You get bicolor gemstones from your hunting logs and gil. So 30,000 gil, for example, for doing everything in Ulta's hunting log. And then another, 30,000 gil for doing everything in Gridania's hunting log, etc., etc. So
I kind of feel like they're being a little bit stingy on gil because they give us gil for no fucking reason in ARR.
They gotta start with something here, man. It's like we get that
much
much gil now.
understand.
We didn't get it back then.
No. Back in the day, you got a clean fucking couple mil for just fucking being there.
So yeah,
it's like
for
the
doing
hot
the
girl
story, but this is
it's like the hot girl at the bar. All you had to be is just fucking there, and you get gil. You just get gil. Like that was ARR. Like you got gil for no fucking reason.
That's how the game
like,
is.
You did shit. You did shit. You walked 10 paces. Here you go. Here's 10K gil.
Yeah. You effectively have to go out. You have to go out and do all the like fates and everything and get all this done. So like it is effectively completion per zone from doing all the fates and everything. It's a hunting log for it. But I mean, I don't think this isn't MSQ. MSQ is what gave all the gil, not this.
Yeah, you're right. But like, I feel like they're being like a little bit stingy.
You don't even know how how valuable gil's gonna be yet. For all you know, 30,000 gil could be a lot. That's 40 inventory slots. Sly. Come on. 40
now, you know there are going to be people who want to be rich bitches in this game too.
Of course, I want to be a rich bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
What do I look like? A poor bitch? I don't think so. Come on now. I got my 509 million right now. I'm chilling. Yep, you have all the different orchestrions, where they're obtained from, and all the other menus are not clickable yet. And then you just have accounts. It does have settings, so you can like fine tune your graphics and your details. You know, it has an ultra and a low. So like if you have an older or newer device, you can play it on higher or lower graphics. Shadow quality, like it has all that stuff. You know, audio controls, everything. All the settings you would expect, pretty much just tailor made for mobile instead of for a PC client. So that's all good and expected. You know, it's nice to see they didn't skimp on those things. That's where you can also change the voice packs and the language packs and everything as well. Moogle Mail, once again, because it takes up the full screen, the Moogle's animated, tells you about all your letters, gets depressed when you have none because you have no friends and nobody loves you, so the Moogle wants to remind you of that. Yeah, but this is also, you know, another full screen menu. Looks like 200 letters for gifts and 100 for actual personal mails for the limitations. More than we have in retail, mind you. It's like 20 or something or like 50 or whatever for gift mails. I think 200 for personal.
Attachments, I'm guessing, or
attachments.
Yeah.
Emote menu. That obviously it pops up on the side because of course you need to be able to see the emote menu. You want to see your character emote when you're doing your emote menu. So
right.
That doesn't take up the full screen. And then the different chats, area chat, looks like Grand Company chat as well. The Novice Network is on the side as well. So, you know, if you have a new player
you can get rid of that shit.
Yeah, you can delete that tab immediately.
Yeah, delete that tab immediately.
Yeah. But those are just a handful of other things. You can change the tag above your character. Another thing on the map, if there's 2 items overlaid on your mini map when you go to click them, it pops them both out. So then you can select them between the list as well.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah, that's a really good quality of life.
Yeah, for us on retail, a lot of people don't know you can hold like Control or Alt or whatever it is. I just do it like second nature. I don't even think about it. Like you can push Aetherites to the forefront with Control. Yeah, I believe. So there's that as well. Sprint in town, of course. You know, you have Sprint. You know, everyone's going to be spamming Sprint. Oh, this is the big thing with the text. it's not just text. You can send voice clips via. You can record a voice clip and send it, and it will try to. So when you record it, it'll also do text to speech. So you send the audio clip and it's text to speech.
Get used to this while it lasts, because it's not gonna fucking last.
It's
forever.
gonna last. They're not gonna get rid of it. So
No,
you're just gonna disable it.
No, because you're like, again, leave it to America to fuck
Doesn't
everything
matter.
up for
You're just gonna opt out of it if you don't want to do it. Because
no. Here's the thing. You could, like, if when there are raids, you can get that one random person who just sends, that your DPS is shit and you get carried in coil every week. Report.
Then don't answer it. You opt out of it.
Report.
Sly, I like how, chat read my mind. That's going to be the ERP function is what it's going to be. But that's not even it, Sly. It's funny you mentioned that. There is voice chat in parties. You can turn on and off voice chat in parties, in raids.
Yeah, that shit ain't gonna last. I'm gonna tell you that right now. That shit will not
And
last.
in the open world, there's proximity chat.
Oh, no. We fucking appreciate our fucking silence. We just want to vibe to the fucking cool ass music, call it a fucking day. Because when people get words, you know how we lost our words? Fucking PvP. PvP was the way we fucked up our words. And you want to give people actual fucking voices now? Hell no. Go to the fucking Discord like we do. Shut the fuck up. No. Okay. Yeah. Y'all fuck around and find out. Like how degen some people in this game are. Really? You want to play with this?
They don't
need voice. Lightspeed, you want to.
They don't need voice to prove that.
Lightspeed, you really want to fucking play with this? Okay. All right, sweetie. All right, sure, Jen.
Dude, it's so funny you mentioned the DPS thing, because Arthur's, the note that he recorded is, "Yo, Zeno, your DPS is really low, man. Can you please return on your DPS sets?" That was the first thing he went to, was shit talking DPS. So
yeah. And you think they're not gonna get rid of this? Okay. Right.
They won't. You'll just opt out of it, like every other game that has voice chat built into it.
It's not even an opt out. It's just like people. Okay. All right. They're like, again, I love this community. God knows I love y'all, but at the same time, like, we can talk shit about our fucking family. Like, you got fucked up members of your family too, just like we have in this community. You got fucked up members of this community. So it's these fucked up members of this community that are going to fuck this up for everybody. It won't
matter. They're just going to opt out of it. That's all that's going to happen. It's just going to have an option.
All right. You get hundreds of reports and you see how they feel. Okay.
Yeah, they're just going to be like, turn it off, fucking idiot. That's what they're going to say. They're going to be like, just turn it the fuck off. That's all they're going to say. Dude, that's like when somebody annoys you in 14, the GMs are like, blacklist them, bro. Like, they made 6 accounts to follow me and they're like, blacklist. Now blacklist all of them. They made a separate account. Mm-hmm. Blacklist that account. Like, that's the answer. They just keep telling you to blacklist it. Yeah. So they're just going to be like, just mute it.
when they take away your voice,
they're not going to. There's no reason for them to.
I understand it's optional, but like, you understand people are going to use this the wrong fucking way.
And so you'll turn it off, so you'll never have to deal with it. And the people who want to deal with it will leave it on.
Okay. All right.
I'm just going to what I'm going to do, what I want to do is, like, if people are willing to do that in the game, here's what I want to do. Wherever Balmung is, I'm going to go there and just with voice chat on, and I'm just going to record it, and then I'm just going to post it to YouTube. All right? That's content.
Here's what's going to happen on Balmung. They're going to play actual porn noises on Balmung. That's what's going to fucking happen.
I'm going to catch them in 4K. It'll be fine.
Catch it in 4K. And okay. All right. And, I just want to see a shirt that says Sly was right on this one.
I mean, you are right. They are going to play porn noises, but they're not going to, they're still not going to disable the function.
Okay. All right. We'll see.
people are just going to push the limit on it immediately. They're just going to be like,
Yeah, that's why it's gonna go so fucking quick. They're gonna speed run this shit. This is gonna be some GDQ shit. Like, get your voice taken away. Like voice deletion percentage. Right. Yeah.
Another interesting thing I kind of skipped over before, but on your, I guess I'll call it your hot bar. I don't know what else to call it. Your hot circle. Your action circle. Yeah. It actually shows you the level you'll unlock everything on your hot bars. Like everything's there. Well, not everything, but like certain things are like not always there. They're like procs that occur when you use other skills. But it shows you the level that you're like, for example, Thunder, you'll learn at 5, and then, you'll learn, Fire 2.
I mean, I guess
at 10, etc.
I guess this makes sense. I guess this makes sense because, well, it's kind of different from retail because, like, as you're leveling, shit will appear on your bar. Like when you get it, it appears.
Yeah.
It's not like, yeah. So, I mean, it could have, honestly, it could have been the same. And I don't think this real, it's a good quality of life. I don't think it really made a difference because, honestly, they could have done the same. It's like, here, you have one button. Here's that one button you're going to spam for a fucking dungeon until you get a level. And then, all your other shit would appear somewhere on your hot circle. Like, yeah, this was, it's a good, yeah, that's what we're going to call it. It's a good quality of life, I guess, to see kind of like, where shit's going to end up. But, like, okay, I'm guessing with your hot circle, I hate this now. Can you readjust where things are on your hot circle?
I think so. I'm pretty sure that we saw that they can be blank and like you can switch them around and move them.
Yeah. So you can bind certain abilities to a certain position. Okay. So yeah, again, this was kind of like it's a decent thing to have, I guess. But at the end of the day, people are going to have their own preferences where they want shit. And
yeah, I mean, it's more so it's nice to just know that you have a skill coming up without needing to like go into a separate menu.
To a menu.
Yeah. So on the screen right now, he's running around the outside, so you can get kind of an idea of either the cast times or like the auto attack. So the big thing is the auto attack by pressing the middle. So it's just drive by an enemy here or there, and just begin attacking, and that's it. There it is. See. If you don't, there you go. Bam, 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 bam. And you can do it while moving and everything. So the casters do have an instant for movement if they really need it, including healers. Healers do have an offensive action in that same exact vein. So there's that as well. Just running around, just murdering fools.
And okay, one thing I am noticing a bit about this beta, I guess I'll say, is there are a lot of Pokeballs.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised by that. It's a beta test. Like, there's probably a whole bunch of network strain. Especially with people on their phones, like maybe they open another app by accident or something like that. Even like it could I don't know what constitutes a disconnect or how long it even takes to fully disconnect.
Yeah.
Now, hopefully, Fizz ranged are not super bad because everyone can attack on the go now. They better not be. They better not be shit. That's all I'm saying. Now, Chad asked if they could use higher level skills and lower level duties. We actually see from the MSQ, no. He unlocks Thunder and then goes into a level 4 instance and cannot use the level 5 skill. So we also know that they don't have that ability. That's one thing that they don't have before anyone starts to lose their minds about something else. So that's another thing. And then for the most part, runs around. Now, the leveling in the beta is really quick. Don't know if that's indicative of how the actual leveling is going to be down the line or, how much to really pull away from that. But you get your Chocobo at like level 5 as well. You get your Chocobo really, really quick. But that's not even the big thing. So Chocobo porters have an updated quality of life as well. There's a lot more of them around the map than there were before. So they're far more useful early on. You can use them to run directly to quest objectives. I think you can do that with your regular Chocobo also, but you can do it with the Chocobo Porter. You can click on the location where your quest is, and it will take you there. That's it. And then you can just sit back and relax while you run to the where if you're just at a porter and you go there and bam, you'll get there and then you'll do your quest. Then you'll teleport back and then you'll do that. So it's a lot more fast travel. I actually have always loved the porters in first time unlock content. There's a lot of times where I just want to AFK while doing a Realm Reborn stuff, like going to before we had the teleport tickets to Vesper Bay. I would always Chocobo Porter there because it was like, all right, I get to go like use the restroom or something while the Chocobo Porter runs me to the location. So that gets a thumbs up from me as well, but that's another quality of life. There's also the quest reward pop-ups on the right-hand side. There's an auto-equip effectively for like when you buy something. I will say the auto-equip is kind of strange because when you buy an item from the vendor, it lets you know you obtain the item on the right-hand side of the screen and asks if you'd like to equip it instead of it just being like, oh, I bought the item. Would you like to equip this now? Like just popping up natively on the screen. That one was a little janky and weird. But yeah, you have the map. You can put a flag down on the map, of course. You know, we can do that in our game. So, of course, they can do that in mobile as well. And yeah, here's the Chocobo Porter. Here it is. Goes up to the Chocobo Porter, clicks it, gets a quick intro, gets a tutorial pop-up, locks on to the quest objective, bam, clicks it, then that's it. Just goes automatically. That's it. Runs right to it. Hands off the keyboard. Wait, even if it's just 100 meters away. So that's a nifty little bit. And then more questing, more social. At this point, it's a large stretch of just, basically playing the game. And I mean, what do you do? You're playing the game. Now, we actually come to a very interesting bit here with one of the early Ul'dah quests. There's a golem you have to fight. Not a big deal. It's a really simple quest, easy quest. However, we get our first look at AoEs and dodging and how the game is programmed around snapshots. And Sly, they have the solution that everyone has been saying that 14 should have for a long time. There are no snapshot shenanigans at all because the animation for the attack finishes as the cast bar finishes. They line up instead of the cast bar finishing and then the AoE itself going off. Now, I will say there's a visual bug with this where the AoE goes underneath the water. It's like invisible outside of the very outside. Yeah. So the animation and the cast bar both line up effectively. So you can stand in it until the very last second and then move out of it. And you'll be fine. I mean, latency probably can still factor into some capacity.
Yeah.
But you'll get a quick look at it coming up here. In fact, he deliberately tests it at one point. I think it's on the very next. I think it's the point blank AoE that this thing does. Let's see. Should be coming up right somewhere here. There it is. This is the one. Stands in it till the very end. Moves out at the very last second. Avoids it. So yeah, and it's clear to see the animation of the cast bar matches the animation of the enemy.
Yeah.
Been saying that it should probably be that way for visual clarity's sake in 14 for quite some time. But that's it. Yeah, and Black Mage, Astral Fire, and Umbral Ice both last 20 seconds instead of the current amount, which I think is 12. Something like that. 15. I don't even know. I haven't played Black Mage much. This expansion. It's not fresh in my mind. 15. There you go. Yeah, and then we've got the cutscenes, which he skips, of course, so there's not really much to watch there. Runs around, does a bunch. There's not too much else that's like brand new up until a little bit later. Like I said, he gets his Chocobo at some point. Yeah, it gets his Chocobo right there at level 5. It's part of the MSQ as well, so it's not missable. Getting your Chocobo. Same quest objectives, the feature-related stuff. You have your class quests and all that you're going to need to do as well. That's something I skipped over earlier. Jobs unlock at level 15 in the beta instead of 30. So that's another thing. It tells you that on the character creation screen as well. So Just keeps adding up. Just keeps adding up. I got everything a little sooner. I mean, Paladin has their gap closer at level 4, I think it is. As opposed to 62, I believe it is right now.
Right.
I heard a Paladin churl in the back somewhere.
Yep.
They're like, these motherfuckers. How come they get it? 66. There you go. Was 74 or something like that. It's 66 now. Oh boy. Yep, mount up. You can also get flying without completing the MSQ here for a Realm Reborn. That's the benefit of the Ether Currents. So you can get to flight a little bit earlier. And then we want to probably get into a dungeon. Now, I actually haven't made my standalone videos on dungeons yet, but for the most part, this is all just going to be questing, running around, doing fates. He's doing the old level 15 quest is level 9, the one where you have to like help all the fighters, like, and then you have to kill the demon and all that stuff, you know, with the little Asian that attacks you at level 15. Yeah, that quest is a much earlier level now, but it's still there. Still all there. I think Sastasha is level 10 also instead of level 15 in the beta. Let's see. Let's speed ahead. There's a few other things here that you unlock feature-wise. There's the minions. Yeah, getting a minion tab open. Oh, he tries to go into Sastasha and solo it. I'm not going to lie. He actually makes it a lot further than you would expect because the damage that you deal is actually kind of nuts. In the beta, the mobs literally like disintegrate to the point where he unironically like can kind of, he can't, not really, but like does a lot better than you would expect, I'd say at the very least.
Yeah.
And funny thing, when he goes to make a party, Sly, it already has a teaser in that making a party list. Because while he's looking for a party, one of the flags that he can enable is looking for a party for Ultimate.
Trying not to be mad.
Why would I be mad?
I'm trying not to be mad.
Wait, I can't wait to do UCOB on mobile. Mobile cob. If you're using the Mimu emulator, it could be Mimu cob.
Yep.
Yep. So, yeah, he ends up forming a party for that. Sastasha, they also got rid of all the, like, side paths that are, like, the incorrect way. And they literally just cook through. Like, they blast through the dungeon. Like, it's gone in, like, seconds. Everything's dead in, like, 1 or 2 casts, effectively. You know, the bosses in these are also, you know, not going to be the most... But it's literally, like, a speedrun dungeon in, like, no time at all. they just blast through, just murder everything here. Let's see how long the Coral boss takes. I'm gonna count it in seconds. They're still being blasted by the lights. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and he doesn't even have his keybind set yet. He's just not even doing his rotation. Takes like 20 seconds. He was just sitting there auto attacking 2000 MP. It was just like, yeah, he doesn't even need to be doing that. He was just standing still, just trying to get used to things. Started blasting. It took like 20 seconds to get through that boss, even with like not even having keybind set for anything at all. But this is Sastasha, and it works, and it's like the same dungeon. It's looking pretty nice. Just skipping through it at this point because they're just murdering. Yeah. And then the rolls at the end. So this is another thing, the way loot is handled as you kill bosses and everything. They do have echo. I hadn't even noticed that. So when there's loot, you have a minute to settle loot, and there's a pass and a roll button. You can see items that are for... So you can see that if that item is an upgrade for him, if he were to roll on it. You can see there's a ring, looks like an earring, a body piece, and a weapon. All drop. It gives the timer for all of them, and you just got to go. You got to speed it up. Ain't got time to be wasted waiting on
That's
this
good. Yeah, I know. That's good. That's so fucking good.
Ain't got time to be wasted. There's also a pass all or I think there's a pass all and a roll all
no
option
greed?
as well. No, I think it's just
No
roller.
greed or
It
anything?
looks like it's just roller pass.
Hmm.
Yeah. And then a commendation also. You can choose to commend someone at the end as well. Everyone left except for the healer, so he was only able to commend the healer. So I know that feeling plenty. Although normally it's a DPS who ends up getting that one at the end.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, and so actually interesting. So it looks like in the menu. Yeah, so it looks like in the class menu, you can actually choose to preview the stuff from there. So yes, you do have the preview option in game in the class menu.
Ah, yeah, you do.
Yeah, so that's the tell for that right there.
Oof.
Yeah, and it also shows you in your current gear versus the job gear as well. Yep. So that answers that question from earlier. And then I know he still has the other 2 dungeons and Ifrit to go. He does have his minion summoned out. That's Final Fantasy 14, all right. Yep, sure is. There's a lot of little. Oh, look at that! All the tombstone gear, all the AF gear for tombstones and the shields, and he could just look at it from anywhere. Sly. The gallant gear, look at that, all the AF gear, all the AF2 gear that's here, the Patassos.
Yeah.
Don't you like it?
I want to go up to a person and say, hi, person.
I also like the queue system. So when you queue for something, it pops up on the... so you can sit in the menu and wait for the queue if you really want to, but when you click out of it, you can see on the right-hand side, it actually shows the wait time currently while they're doing whatever else they're doing.
It doesn't give an estimate like it gives us?
Yeah, it says less than 5 minutes for him.
Okay.
So he does have a less than 5 minutes timer right there. Makes sense, given how many people are probably rolling through this at the moment. It takes some time just to get familiar with more of the menus. But the point is that that's a good way to handle that. Like, and it's the rest of the menus, he's just looking at the individual gear pieces and the glams and the dyes that are in there, the minions, all the funny little things. It actually changes to less than 30 minutes, but then it pops like a second later. When it pops, it like takes up the whole screen too. And then you have Tamtara, and then that's Tamtara. I mean, what else is there to say about it? That's Tamtara. That's Final Fantasy 14 right there.
Now, is that updated?
Yeah, this is the no side paths Tamtara. Yeah, like there's actually the side room right here, which is interesting because Tasha doesn't have all of its side rooms, but they know just to run past it, so they don't give a shit. They know. Like, no, I'm not doing it. Not doing it. Yeah, he's got access to fire too, but he's still just using his single target spells. Yeah, listen, he didn't have anything keybound really at this point. He's still working without a lot of keybinds, so got to cut him a little bit of slack on that one. But yeah, I mean, what else does it say? This is Tamtara. Like, it works exactly the same. Like, the boss at the end, gonna see the tethers come out. There you go. Just first tether coming out any second now. There it is. Exactly the dungeon mechanic you expect, except that trash gets blown up way faster. The pace of the game is a lot faster, which is funny because you'd think that would be technically harder to do on mobile, but nope. That's what they got it. Yeah, healers got zoomies. Teleport, yeah. I mean, at this point, it's literally just acknowledging, hey, yep, that's Final Fantasy 14. What else is there to say about it at this point? Like, there are some more things. Obviously, he still has one more dungeon to do. I think he messes around with adventure plate somewhere here as well. Is this, oh, that's his class quest. There you go. I remember this class quest. I think he actually took that hit. It's funny because the lightning AoE itself doesn't go off. The AoE just disappears. Yeah, he takes 41 damage from this, I'm pretty sure. He tries to finish the cast. Bam! 41 damage. Listen, you can't. It might be no snapshot, but it's not no attack. It's a little bit different. It also has a menu that keeps track of all of your duties and quests that you have to do. So yeah, he's got his Thaumaturge quest listed here, the rewards for them. He's got all the crafters and gatherers. The Arcanist quests are also listed there, which is weird because I don't think he has Arcanist unlocked or even has gone near the Arcanist thing, but it's still listed there. So a lot of very interesting tidbits here. Taking the Choco Porter to Vesper Bay. That's what I like to see. And he does that, and then finally goes out here, deals with the Minotaurs, runs up, does the quest. I'm trying to get to the next dungeon, and then also get to, yeah, he's doing his level 50. He's getting Black Mage unlocked at the moment. Let's see, just, yeah, then that's Black, that, now he's, pretty sure he's a Black Mage now. Do the Fate! Let me see when he gets off his Chocobo real quick. Oh, he might actually still be, oh yeah, that's, I think he is. Yeah, he's got no, he's got to wait till level 28 for that. Ah, and this is another little thing. You can, of course, check what your buffs and debuffs do. He's on a training dummy. When you click it, it just gives you a pop-up as well. It says, hey, this is what this is exactly what this effect is doing, increasing it by 10%. Now, keep in mind, ours don't give us exact percentages. It just says damage is being reduced or, you know, damage is being increased or something like that. This gives you the full detail of what it's doing. So that's another interesting little tidbit there. Shows your remaining duration on it too when you click on it. So you can very quickly read what your debuffs from bosses are doing as well. Just click on it real quick. Just get a quick screenshot and you're good. You don't have to worry about hovering over it. Oh, there's an ether current. There it is. So weird. Right outside of Copperbell. Can't miss that one, Sly. At least it's in a convenient place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn, he was level 21 by the time he got to Copperbell. Copperbell's level 12 here, mind you. He was 21. What were you going to say?
Yeah, it's not like, I mean, when it all boils down to this, it's like, I don't want the new players to suffer, but at the same time, it's like, why the fuck didn't we not get?
Can't complain, Sly. Just got to do it.
I can.
It is also reworked Copperbell, in case you were wondering. Not original Copperbell. This is the reworked version. You can see from the boss here. They're all the reworked dungeons, the post-reworked dungeon. Say, Look at that. All the AoEs. Look at him. Bam. Look at him hitting the AoEs as they disappear. They disappear because he hits the spots and not they disappear beforehand. The technology! Right. It's real. And it's on your phone. Don't you have phones, Sly?
I have phones, I have tablets, I have everything.
Well, better get fucking used to using them then. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, and then I think the last thing is Ifrit and he messes around with portraits. There's more footage from today, but like, listen, I think the point is made at this point. And that we got a serious thing on our hands. There's a lot of effort into this. A lot of
yeah.
You know, there's no slacking. It's hard to disparage it other than just refusing its existence.
Yeah.
Yeah. And boy, do I still have, like, good thing Arthur's gave me permission to make whatever content I wanted to out of his VODs, because I'm going to be busy.
You sure are. I'm trying to cover this like, and I get it. Like, I get it. Oh, there's
yeah. I'm making sure to go back to the beginning of it. But by the way, yes, the story trials are 8 people also. Ifrit normal is 8 people.
Not 4.
Not 4. Yes. We learned this from the Titan one. Also, there's a ready check button I see as well over there. There's a microphone, a mute button for the voice, a mute button for the microphone. But yeah, I mean, what else there to say? That's exactly what you'd expect it to be.
You know.
Oh, heat's an eruption. Trying to greed casting. You have instant cast now. Move. They gave you a button for moments like that. Got the dash. Whoop. The animations look really silly, I will say. I mean, I don't know if that's just because it's in beta, but some of the animations look really silly. When he fucking dashes across, it just looks so ridiculous. But it's pretty funny seeing an 8-man Ifrit normal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have nothing against it. It's just really funny to see. What's he doing? Oh, he's summoning another eruption. Oh, it's 3 eruptions. Oh, there you go. Now he's got it. Just keep moving, man. There it is. There you go. Oh, man. Just makes me smile. I wonder how the tanks are working in particular. Like, because I didn't see a tank stance. So I'm wondering if an off tank just doesn't use certain actions, or if the roll action is more like, do you actually want to provoke as the main tank, for example? If it normal has 4 nails as well, it has the hard mode. Maybe it's just hard mode and extreme. Maybe the story is the hard mode. I mean, it's not like this is that hard. Also, Ifrit's not actually attacking the party. He just charges mid and then fires eruptions at random people while they're killing these things. Which is a good bit different than the way it works. Those aren't even targeted on players, I think, those last ones. I think those are just on the ground. The Sprout is learning. Does he have a charging gauge anywhere? I don't see one. Although it did just end, so maybe it's over now. It's very interesting. It's very curious to see how they will update all the fights. Titan has a lot of his like hard mode and extreme stuff we saw from the trailer the other day that Chan uploaded as well. That's Ifrit. Is that the Dragoon? No, the Dragoon's not the dead one. Never mind. It's the Archer.
Why are you trying to make the beam?
Because in the Titan Extreme gameplay, they killed the Dragoon. The only person who was dead was the Dragoon in the Titan Extreme bit that they did. That's why, Sly, because they did it first. Yeah, there's no enmity gauge on the party list, so I wonder if just the provoke action is just puts you at the top, like significantly at the top of the aggro list than everyone who's not a tank. Like I have a feeling aggro is really easy in the game, like not too different from retail aggro, where it's like barely a noticeable thing, kind of in a sense. Sly, just when you play this, just make sure you don't die and you won't become the meme.
Will do.
Yeah, and then I think it just ends here where he joins the Grand Company and then he messes around with adventure plates a little bit. I think is what happens at the end here. And again, there's literally hours and hours more footage. Oh, look, he's previewing Dragoon. It's almost like I was talking about that. And yeah, it's really impressive what they've put together with this so far.
Yeah. Impressive and a little bit annoying.
A little bit annoying. Remember, it's not Square that's making this. It's somebody else, but that doesn't necessarily make you feel less of that.
Yeah.
If anything, for some people, it makes them feel more of that. They're like, Square, come on. There's going to be a lot of Square. So everyone's going to be like, I can't believe they're wasting resources. They're not wasting resources on it. Those same people are going to be like, God, Square, why can't you do this? Didn't you just blaming them for putting resources in? Wait, now, huh? Like, yeah, but now it's not enough. You're just angry at everything. And to be fair,
I am.
Some of this I am.
I am angry at almost everything.
Yeah, there's plates. Square Enix, let Lightspeed develop retail. Yeah, that's going to be the next one. I do wonder if anything is going to light a... Because here's the thing. A lot of stuff in retail can technically be fixed. It just is a pain in the ass. Mm-hmm. It takes a lot of resources. Whereas effectively Lightspeed was given all the visual assets, all the audio, and they just had to do this. Like they had to do everything. Like they had to build something that could use those assets that wasn't 14's engine. So I do wonder from like a developer standpoint how all this, because they've also been doing this for years. This has been in the work for years and years and years as well, longer than a Realm Reborn had, even even longer than a Realm Reborn. Like a Realm Reborn was in less than 3 years, and they had to make new assets. They had 1.0 assets, but they had to retool them to not have as many polygons. Flower pot syndrome. And yeah, you've got the adventure plate stuff right here, the lighting angle, the cropping, the backgrounds, all this stuff. See? Like he's messing around. He's got a few options here for the backgrounds, for the accents and everything. It's pretty good.
Again, I'm not mad. I'm not mad.
That's very unconvincing of you, Sly.
Oh, okay. It's just the boomer in me. You're right. The boomer in me is kind of a little peeved that, it took a mobile game for them to get some shit right.
That's what it is.
It took a mobile game for them to get like a lot, super shit we've been bitching about for years, mind you, for them to get it right.
It is what it is. Think about all the extra shows we have now to do on this, though. Just think about it. Aren't you excited for all the extra shows?
What's the usual line? I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. That's all.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The big thing is, I think everyone went from actually thinking it was a scam to like realizing that this is an actual game. I think even with like us being told it would be coming soon and like beta testing would begin soon, that everyone just immediately associated it with 11 Mobile and went, well, that's never going to happen. Or how's it going to work? Or there's literally no way it could work. And then you had the people who accepted it was real and were afraid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. It's crazy to think 14 Mobile is going to have more players than 14 because it's mobile. It's going to have it. It is because it's free to play. So many more people are going to play it. Sly. I really just want to know more about monetization as a whole. Though, like we got a few peeks into a few things, like
that's the big thing. That's the big thing, like how and monetization is usually like the scary word. How scummy is monetization going to be?
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Scummy.
Because here's the thing: no one's gonna, no matter what we see now, there's still refuses. There's going to be an absolute refusal of trust about the whole. We're not going to have. Like, I think people accept no gotcha, right? I think people are like, okay, fine. Right. If there's no gotcha, but what is the catch, right?
Yeah.
And then they said it's not meant to make a lot of money fast. It's meant to be slow and steady income. That like because people are playing it over a long period of time. And I don't think anyone's going to truly accept that until it's like done. Until we're done and we're playing it. And it's like, so because we only know of that premium. A premium sub is like, that was an obvious route. Like I said, battle pass, but like a premium sub of some kind wasn't, because like that's what every freemium. That's why people call free to play games, they call the passes freemium, because like it's not really, because if you want most of the basic shit, you have to go for the pass of some kind. Yeah. And then everyone predicted, Mog Station stuff, outfits, like why wouldn't they do that as well? Like that stuff is common sense. But everyone is waiting for does it have a stamina system? Can I only do like 3 dungeons a day unless I pay? Like then they start looking at Genshin, like, I have 120 resin, let me, and I can pay for more resin. Everyone's just looking at examples, and unless we don't see those things, we're just going to assume they're there.
Yeah, naturally so.
Yeah. So
and again, I'm not saying it's right to be a bit jaded.
No, it is right to be jaded. I think it is right.
The thing is, we just don't know.
Right.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, this is in beta. They're not going to fully monetize everything. So, I mean, I would say go in with healthy expectations and don't go in completely jaded. But, healthy expectations is what I'd say.
Right. I think at the very least, we are now in a position where people are willing to accept that it's actually is or might be good, at least in some measurable capacity. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of what will the business model is going to be now the one remaining thing that until we fully understand it and see it, it's just going to be under question. It could also change regionally. China might have more pay to win stuff, for example. Pay to win stuff's a lot more acceptable in China than it is here.
Is it? I thought they kind of frowned upon that.
Dude, there are some games. There are some like games that are really fair in China, and they do poorly because people want to pour money into it. Like sometimes fair games genuinely, they don't do worse because they don't suck as much money out of people. They genuinely don't generate as much interest from users.
Yeah, I thought like the whole like China had like kind of shut down on, I guess, what predatory.
I think there was something that they did. I swear there was something that they did that was like more pro-consumer. I vaguely recall something. And I remember being very surprised. It was either Korea or China. I vaguely remember something. But no, it's largely Europe that cracked down on a lot of stuff. Like Europe has a lot of like anti-loot box stuff. And this is likely going to avoid all of those regulations by default. Because like as part of their design, because they don't want to have to deal with all that. Like even Square was probably like, yeah, we don't want to have to deal with all that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, now the real question is, when does the NA beta come out?
I'm going to do my damnedest to resist.
What do you mean? What do you mean do your damnedest to resist what? The beta?
The beta.
Why? Play it.
No.
Why?
No.
You're gonna play.
No.
That is the no of a man who is. That is the yesest no I've ever heard. I've never heard so many yeses and a no before. And I've watched Sean Connery play James Bond. Some people will understand that joke.
Yeah. That was terrible. That was fucking terrible.
15 no's and a yes is yes. That is the no of a man who knows. Yeah, I'm predicting April for the NA beta.
I mean, that's like, I feel like that's acceptable in the realm that, that'll give us a month with Wilds and everything, and everybody will be in game and looking for shit to do and waiting on new shit. So yeah, I guess that would be it.
Well, that would be when patches though. Like April 1st or March 23rd is when I believe I have my prediction for 7.2.
For next patch?
Yeah, that's
for
0.2. It should 19 weeks would be March 23rd, I think, and no, it have to be March 24th.
So that's next Savage patch.
Yeah. Savage would be a week later.
Yeah. But even still. You want to go up against yourself?
Well, I think they do it at the end of April. Like they do, like Savage will be done by, a week into April at the latest.
Oh, man.
Because here's the thing.
Here's the one that, okay, go ahead.
I was going to say, Japan is very likely to get it next.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. And then NA and then probably Europe. I'd imagine that's the order.
Yeah.
And I expect China to release it in
summer. The one thing that concerns me, the one thing in the back of my head that concerns me is, with releases, kind of like what you're predicting they're going to do with the betas. When it comes to the actual game proper, when we get, I guess 1.0.
Hate that.
Is that?
Hate that.
Yeah.
Never say 1.0 around me.
is if, and I'm trying to put this in the best way I can, if this doesn't cannibalize off of retail. Like I don't see retail suffering for it, but I can see in the worst case scenario, like with releases, if they fuck it up, which I hope they don't. I hope they don't fuck up the schedule. That it could kind of, I want to play retail and mobile. See, this is some shit Happy would do.
I was about to say, I would
he's gonna be literally playing fucking. He's gonna be literally rating and doing fucking mobile on the like a little window. See, so yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, hopefully this doesn't cannibalize off of the retail market, but I don't see it happening. But just small concern. Small concern.
I'm just gonna play both of those. Yeah, dude. I mean, I'm gonna do it. So that's it. That's all. That's it. I'm ready for it. Yeah. I do think though, a lot of people aren't exactly excited to play a Realm Reborn again either. Like that's also, no matter like what it
because we've been through this shit before and we know how much of a trudge it is. Yes.
I mean, it doesn't look like a trudge. He fucking blasted through it. Whatever they did to condense it, they fucking condensed it like even more. But it's more so that it's like content wise, a lot of people, there's no real surprise. Like the experience is new, but what you're doing isn't. So yeah. I think it's going to come down to more so people are going to like try it for the beta, but I don't see anyone being like, oh, I'm playing this for 10 days straight. Like the very few people at the very least who are like retail players, because they'd rather just not play 14 at all if they're not interested in what's happening in game in retail. And then in mobile, they've already done all that shit ages ago. So it'll just like curiosity for a day or two and then probably move past it.
Yeah.
That's the very likely thing. What's going to be really odd for, I'm thinking about it from a content creator standpoint. If China getting it first means that effectively anything I do for it, I need to pull from Chinese news because it'll happen first. It's like the reverse of what happens with China.
Yeah.
Although China's going to be up to patch parity. There's also the chance that they eventually patch parity mobile. Like they might release it in China first, but they might catch everyone up to the same patch once it's released globally very quickly.
Patch parity in relation to retail?
No, I mean, China is getting patch parity in relation to retail. That was a big thing.
Yes, yeah.
But I'm saying, no. I'm saying that between the different versions, because China's going to get the mobile game first, fully released, and then we'll get it months down the line after that.
So patch parity in regards to just mobile.
Yeah, like between the regions. I assume that they'll release it regionally in different areas first, and then get them all up to patch parity at once. It depends, because with Lightspeed being a Chinese company, they probably, I mean, much like Square Enix is a Japanese company and then China has to retranslate everything, it might not happen that way.
Right.
So, question mark. I'm just wondering if I will have to constantly turn to the Chinese news cycle like China has had to tune into our news cycle up until recent times. This might actually be like me watching Chinese footage with Google Lens telling me about the Kyoto police. That might genuinely be how I have to do all of my news cycles for this.
This just in from the Kyoto police.
What a Google Lens translation that is. Oh boy. Yeah, that covers pretty much everything. I mean, that was our surprise show, is being able to go over all that stuff. And to know we did not even cover Crafting Gathering separate as well.
Yeah. It's there, but he didn't did he really go into any crafting or gathering?
Maybe he did today. I haven't checked. I have a lot.
Why is that put on the back end? That's my content. What the fuck?
Yeah, but nobody cares.
I do.
You're the one who's complaining about everything else.
That's the one thing I will give a shit about. That's the one thing I will give so many fucks about in this game. How they treat crafting and gathering. That is the one thing I will give so many fucks about.
Well,
show me that.
I will make sure I release videos for it, because that is going to be what I'm doing pretty much all weekend. Then I got to do chaotic videos next week as well. Chaotic's on Tuesday. Got a chaotic show.
There is.
Yep. Yep, two lockouts. I'm telling you.
We'll see.
I'm ready for it. Especially now that we know it's only 90 minutes on the lockout. Yeah, that's just going to fucking fall over dead. We're going to have that dude, we're going to be, our first pull is going to be 2.5 minutes into that fight, calling it now, minimum.
Yeah.
Well, we already know what the first minute and 40 seconds looks like. How much further, how, like, we're going to have somebody survive. Bro, you don't even need Tank LB3 for the new Ultimate anymore. Like, we're going to be fine. We legitimately, we were helping our Knights this week, and we did that. We were like, okay, we don't have LB3. So let's just,
a bunch of Ultimate Raiders go into Chaotic with Ultimate weapons and shit.
And we're going to shit down its throat. Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's
meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom, aka PF,
they'll be fine. They'll be fine.
Okay. Sure, Jan.
Not as fine, but fine.
See, there it is. Not as fine.
Oh no, I can't give them that much credit.
Fine
is relative, Sly. Fine is relative.
It's like a good friend of mine, Bree. We have the Bria meter. It's like when we fuck up in a raid, like, Bree, are we okay? Yeah, everything's fine. Meanwhile, like 3 people are dead. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Are you sure, Bree? Yeah, it's okay.
Fine is relative.
Compared, it's fine.
Compared to like a meteor crashing into your home, most things are fine. Compared to like an electrical storm eliminating all of your hometown, you know, it's fine.
You know, 6 people fall through fucking tops. Bree, are we okay? Yeah, everything's fine. Everything's fine. We're not able to properly do this next mechanic. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, because, you know, who cares if you fail here? Because what is succeeding if not failing until you do it correctly? See? You're fine.
God, you sound like Bree. Yeah, everything's fine.
The world's not falling apart. So everything's fine.
But it is.
No, your world is falling apart. Not everyone's world.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. But yeah, that's gonna be our bonus show for this week that we originally said we weren't going to do. We had a news cycle, so you know, Sly asked me yesterday. He's like, "Should we do a show?" And I'm like, "Mobile stuff." He's like, "Oh, that'll be fast," and I'm like,
"Yeah."
Sly, I've already done 3 hours of recording on this,
and it's 5 o'clock. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we started late. Technically, that means it's a short show. If we started late,
short. Okay, like, so what? Less than 2 hours.
It was less than 2 hours.
A little bit less than 2 hours.
Shorter. Yeah. It's relative. See?
Shorter.
It's fine.
Yeah.
See? Yeah, it's fine. Show was fine. All right. Well, with that, let's do our outros. I want to take a little break. I've got raid in 3 hours. So I just got to do a quick ab workout and then eat something, and I will be good to go for my evening stream. One last person. We have one last person to clear for Fru. And we've been to Enrage, so hopefully we get them there clear quickly tonight, and then I can go see Sonic. If we don't clear them quickly.
Sonic 3's out?
Yeah, Sonic 3 was out last night.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah. My girlfriend has no interest in going to see it, so I'm going alone.
Oh.
She's a movie buff. She's like, you don't want me there.
Yeah.
She's not even like, she's like, not only do I not want to see it, but you don't want me there. Yeah. Yeah, they already announced Sonic 4.
Wow.
They announced Sonic 4 before Sonic 3 even hit theaters. They literally, like, the day before, Ben Schwartz was like, by the way, Sonic 4 2027. They did not wait at all. They were like, when they saw the pre-orders for the tickets, they're like, yeah, just get the next one started. Don't even fucking wait. All right, like, we're good. We got this, baby. All right. Yeah, so let's sign out, and I can get it going about my day, and you can get it going about your day, so your day can start being good.
Yay.
So thanks everyone for tuning in. Sly, why don't you tell everyone what you got going on for this holiday week that we've got coming up?
Mrhappy. You can find me at twitch.tv/Sly, aka Gray Fox. You can find me on Twitter, Sly, aka Gray Fox Blue Skies, Sly, aka Gray Fox. What am I doing? Well, a lot of 14, a lot of Path of Exile. So yeah, between those two, there's that. I'll be on 14 today, so don't get your snowman. Want to get a snowman? Like everybody's doing right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can come and get your snowman if you haven't gotten a snowman. Of course, next week Mrhappy. I will be on front page for Chroma. So like I'll do my usual Chroma gathering because nobody should be alone Chroma. It will be outdoors though, because we're doing some renovations in time for NYE, and we don't want to spoil everything. So it'll probably be outdoors. Maybe indoors if I can get my designer to do something. But there's that. But yeah, a lot of Path of Exile, a lot of Final Fantasy, just getting your Chroma stuff. And yeah, just I'm hanging out for the holidays because I'm festive as shit. Like I am really in. Today was just an off day, but I'm still feeling the Chroma cheer. It just today was kind of fucked up, but Chroma cheer, yay, yay. But yeah, that's what's going on in my neck of the woods. I would if we don't have a show next week, which are we having a show next week? Because it's your
birthday. We're doing a chaotic show next week. You said it was up to me, and I said I'm not like, yeah, sure, fuck it.
Yeah,
my birthday.
Right, so that's it between now and next week. So hopefully I'll see you on Mrhappy. Yeah. Haps, what about you?
I've got Path of Exile and 14 for the next week as well. I've got one more Fruit Clear. I've got
dude.
I've got Chaotic on Tuesday. So I'll be up bright and early, 1 a.m. stream with the 2 a.m. start time for Chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
I got to make videos on that. I got to make videos on mobile. My birthday is also next Friday. So I have my birthmas between Christmas and my birthday, Wednesday and Friday.
There you go.
Week. Yep. Got Merry Birthmas. For my birthmas, Steel Series doing a giveaway. They offered to do one, and it's for a keyboard, a mouse, a headset, and a mouse pad. So that'll be running for the next 11 days. You'll probably hear me posting about it a bunch. ! Giveaway in either the Twitch or YouTube chat. It does work in both. I did thankfully get the link working in both. It's posted on my socials. I'll be reposting it. It's free stuff. You have no reason not to.
Stuff.
Yep. And then that's it. I'm not doing anything fancy for my birthday. I'll have cake. You
should have cake. You deserve cake.
Yeah, but remember, I told you about the carrot cake from last time, didn't I? The carrot cake that was like 198 grams of fat or whatever the fuck it was, or 122 grams of fat. It was one slice, and it was literally like a stop your heart amount of fat in that one slice. It was so ridiculous. I ate it over like 3 days.
We gotta get you better cake.
No, the cake was good. It was just 1,000 calories for one slice. Yeah. That's why it was good, because it was 1,000 calories for one fucking slice of cake.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't remember. I could probably check. They probably still have that same cake. I think it was either 1,420 calories or 1,220 calories or something like that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of calories for cake for one slice. I've had entire like personal cakes that don't have that many calories in them. I used to do that when I was bigger. I used to buy entire like cakes that were like this big, and I would just eat the whole thing. I'd just be like, fuck it. Just give me the whole cake. I am voracious. Right. But yeah, that's what I'll be doing. So that's going to be a wrap for the show. Thanks everyone to the sponsors on Patreon as well again. Appreciate y'all. And yeah, keep an eye out on the channel for all the 14 mobile and 14 retail stuff. Both. We will see you next week after Chaotic comes out for our first scoops on that. Probably just us, because I don't want to bother anyone for the holidays for shows. I assume most people are going to show up and then immediately not be reachable. So we'll keep that going. So thanks everyone for hanging out, and we'll see you next week. Have a happy Christmas if we don't see you next week. And if we don't see you the week after that, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Or happy Christmas Hanukkah Kwanzaa. There you go.
There you go.
That's the one we're looking for. Festivus.
Festivus.
Merry Festivus.
For the best of us.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.